John were courting, and a spoonly pair were they. Once at a party, all the crowd were in one room, and the noise was loud. Mary looked at John, and then she winked and said, "My dear, don't you think it's getting just a bit too warm in here? So come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. Come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. We can sit there on each other's knees, all amongst the cabbages and peas. Come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. Go and put your top coat on. You can tell me what love means amongst the turnip tops and greens. So come into the garden, John." That's a funny song, isn't it? Oh dear, oh dear. Mary and John went into the garden and sat there for a while. John had his coat turned up like this. They felt so chilly to spoon and kiss. They went back in the parlor. She sat so ill at ease. Coaxingly she whispered, "If you love me, darling, please come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. Come into the garden, John." We can sit there on each other's knees, all amongst the cabbages and peas. Come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. Go and put your top coat on. You can tell me what love means amongst the turnip tops and greens. So come into the garden, John. You saucy old rascal, John. Mary and John got married, and they went on their honeymoon. In a hotel there in the gloom, they sat so shy in a coffee room. Some other people sat around and gazed upon the pair. Mary pinched his arm and said, "Oh, how the people stare." So come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. Come into the garden, John. We can sit there on each other's knees, all amongst the cabbages and peas. Come into the garden, John, la-da-da-da-da. Go and put your top coat on. You can taste your newlywed all around the parsley bed. So come into the garden,